In this demo, we will see how built-in form validations of input fields work in OutSystems. In this module, we already have the order detail screen, with a form containing input fields related to an order. If we select the due date input field, we can see on its properties the input type of the field being a date and the mandatory field set to true. OutSystems built-in validations are performed automatically and consist on verifying if the mandatory fields are filled, and if the data type of the value inserted matches what was expected. In this form, all the inputs are mandatory, except for the priority field which has the property set to false. By clicking on the Save button, which is inside the form, we can see the built-in validations property. For the built-in validations to be performed automatically, this property should be set to Yes, which is the default setting. The Save button has the onClick destination set to the Save onClick client action, meaning that this action will execute when the button is clicked. If we open the action, we can see a flow that has a call to a server action to add or update an order in the database. Before the create or update, we have an if that checks if the form is valid, that is, if all mandatory fields are filled and if the data entered by the user matches the expected data type. Let's try the application in the browser to see the built-in validations at work. Let's try to add a new order. We will start by filling a description. Then, we will select a due date, a status, and we will leave the requester to be selected. Let's click on the Save button to submit the data. As we can see, the requester input field appears with a message indicating required field. If we now select a requester and click on Save, the operation is performed successfully. Going back to Service Studio, we now want to change the built-in validations property of the Save button to No. Let's publish the app and open it in the browser. Using the same order, let's remove again the requester. When clicking the Save button, we can see that now the validation didn't appear and the operation completed successfully. Going back to Service Studio, we can change back the Save button built-in validation property to Yes to do a final test. Let's open the Save onClick action and delete the if and the false branch. Let's publish one last time and open the app in the browser. On the same order, let's just click on the Save button. We can see that despite changing the built-in validations property back to Yes, if we do not check if the form is valid in the action flow, the validations are performed, but not used, thus the flow proceeds as normal. And this is how built-in validations work in OutSystems.